when special advisors are dealing with the media, they've got to be clear what it is that they are aiming to do. The most successful special advisors who deal with the media, in my view, are not trying to replicate what a departmental press office is trying to do. They're trying to add a bit of value to that, add value to the journalist and add value to their colleagues in the departmental press office by helping them do some things that they can't necessarily do. In my experience, particularly working in the Home Office, working with quite fast-moving, complex issues, mainly what journalists ringing me wanted to find out was to understand how a policy had been put together, and in some cases to have a sort of idiot's guide to the policy, particularly for broadcast journalists who were due on air in 10 minutes' time, that they could explain to their own viewers. It often wasn't that political. They just needed to speak to somebody who'd been involved in the policy from the beginning so that they could understand it. I think more broadly, when special advisors are dealing with journalists, they've just got to be clear that they're always there to help facilitate their ministers get their arguments across. That's the only reason that journalists are talking to you, is because of your access to ministers, and you've just got to be clear that you're ultimately there to help ministers when they do the interviews face to face in front of the cameras, that they have a more successful interview than they would otherwise be the case.
The relationship they must have with the people who are responsible for the communications of the department, they understand the difference between a political statement and the sort of statement which government can itself put out, and they are not engaged in various forms of nefarious negative briefing of a kind that we've seen under both the previous government and to an extent under this government, which always in the end leads to trouble.
I think the key to the special advisor's role is the adding value. You're not there to do the work that the civil service should be doing. You're not there necessarily to write the press releases, to write the policy documents. You're there to bring that additional piece, the link really between the minister themselves and the special advisor and the civil service, to bring the politics into what's going on. So the way we worked it was that the press office would draft the strategy, draft the messages. We would then sit down together, review them, and make sure that they were in the best place that they could possibly be before they then got presented to the minister. And I think that gave the minister confidence that we'd thought through all the sort of issues before it came to her. So she didn't have to think, well, have they got the politics right? Have they thought about all the relationships? Have they thought about, you know, do we need to tell Number 10? Do we need to tell the Treasury? That had all been done before it got to her, and the special advisor can add that sort of cream on the top of the sort of work that the civil service can do.